about Titoju reacts to C.A.N disowning bishops who attended the unveiling of Tinubu's running mate. According to a report by Daily Advent, some unknown bishops in Kaduna State were seen at the APC unveiling of Shetima as the vice president and running mate of Bola Tinubu in 2023. According to Daily Advent, the Christian Association of Nigeria have disassociated themselves from these bishops, saying that they were desperados who were only after their stomach. This very act by unknown bishops in Kaduna has caused a lot of reactions, with many people and Christians condemning it. Many of the people who reacted to this is popular broadcaster Bajide Titoju during today's journalist hangout via a live broadcast on YouTube. While speaking on his opinion, bishops attending the APC unveiling, he said that everyone is entitled to his or her own opinion. He also went into cite a story of a reverend who was stranded while traveling and went to sleep in a church, but the pastor of the church refuses. The reverend had no option than to disguise himself and slept in the mosque since he could remember his Islamic teachings. Christians should learn to love one another before coming out to address personal issues. Many Christians are dying of hunger while their leaders and pastors are living large. We don't know why these bishops went to the APC unveiling. According to him, the unknown bishops should not be judged for going to the APC unveiling of Tinubu's running mate. However, according to Babajide Titoju, Christians need to love themselves the more before coming out to address personal views. He went further to say that everyone is entitled to his or her opinions because many Christians are dying of hunger when their pastors are living large. This is to say that the unknown bishops were right on their move. Okay, so this argument is it doesn't follow a logical chain of reasoning. It's like you start from A and you're justifying it with K. Like, if 2 plus 2 is 4 and 5 plus 5 is 10, what is his argument? We don't know. It's sort of, again, he's obviously trying to defend the bishops, but his arguments was just foul. It was just, personal opinions. This is a public matter. The running mate of Tinubu was, addressed and, showcased publicly. It's not a personal matter. And for the fact that bishops were there, what does that signify? Again, nothing just happens. And because, it was an unveiling, we just assume, bishops just, they're walking past. And all of a sudden, they found themselves in the unveiling, in the event. So, I don't know how criticizing or condemning these bishops relates to Christians loving themselves. And I don't know how it relates to Christians dying of hunger and their pastors living large. It just doesn't make sense. It's not following. The reasoning is not following. So yeah, I just say he might as well have just come out to say, you know what, I believe the bishops are right to be there. I believe that, it's their prerogative. If they want to go there, if they're invited, they can stay there. And I think that they are right for being there. I don't agree with people condemning them. That would have been simple. We will know where you stand. But you saying that maybe he felt he needed to have a justification, but the justification and reasoning was not following, to be sincere. So it's also confusing because I'm actually trying to understand his argument, but you really can't understand it because beginning to end, it just doesn't make sense. It's as simple. It doesn't make sense. So, everyone is entitled to his or her opinion. Whose opinion? The bishops didn't give their opinion. They were just there. So, yes, everyone is entitled to their opinion and they can state it if they want to because they can. I don't understand. What is the problem with that? Mr. Babajide, you completely misfired this time. Sentiment took the better of you this time, bro. Okay. I've stopped watching this journalist hangout since as the Asiwaju, the principal of Bajide, became APC flag bearer. Tinubu does not need bishops. C.A.N is not working or voting for Tinubu, though Tinubu will win. What? I mean, that kind of makes sense. I mean, I'm not saying Tinubu will win. How would you know that? But C.A.N is right to dissociate themselves from that, because as much as we want to put responsibility on, I guess, religious leaders to be with the times, to be progressive, and you'd expect and hope that, they'd advise their members, in a certain way that is best for them and best for their interest. You'd expect that. But again, they also are in a tight situation where they cannot be biased. So it's a thing, it's complicated, because if you're a religious leader, you're expected to speak up and condemn, but then you're not expected to give your opinion. So you see where it ties, right? But in this case, these bishops, they don't know who they are. I mean, it seems as though, obviously, with the identity, if C.A.N cannot recognize these bishops and say, okay, fine, they're from this specific church or this denomination, if they can't identify them, then where did these bishops come from? So it's best for C.A.N to dissociate themselves, because it could come back to bad, to haunt C.A.N in the future. If they say, you know what, who are you to speak on this certain matter, when these bishops went to support Tinubu? Again, everyone is recording these things, and nothing is just going to be forgotten on the internet. So yes, they were right to do it, because again, if C.A.N sent them out, it's a different thing. But C.A.N is unaware. If they can't even verify the identity of these bishops, and then there are rumors as to whether these people are actually bishops, it doesn't make sense. And I think you'd expect that, obviously, Tinubu and APC, having been in the game for very long, would know the moves to make, especially in who they want to endorse or who they think would look good, when supporting or endorsing them. For example, I mean, look at Portable, the singer. Such a bad, it's not good representation for his people. And he was invited to perform at a rally, and then you have these bishops. It's just not looking good. It's like every single time they try to, I guess, reach the people or make themselves look a certain way, it just doesn't work. It really does. It just doesn't work. It's a shame. Very sad. But if we're not careful, you could really say that APC, they're not really doing things that looks to be to their advantage, and maybe it's for the best for the other parties, but you never really know. But one thing we can definitely say is that the party does reek of desperation, and whatever move they think is appropriate for them to take, they're going to take it. People, I think, don't forget to like and subscribe.